Alright, today we're going to be going over my guide. So, how are you guys doing? It's just as Riven. A few people asked me to do this, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over my guide and tell you all the basics. These are the runes, spells. Here's my favorite build right now. Here's my past favorite build. I'm sure it still works just as well. And occasionally I go with this. Alright. I actually take W second and at level 8. So this is mostly against melees, so I can go for an early kill. And then I get the E third like normal. Well, not really normal, but you know. Alright. So here's just like some credit and stuff to accredit my name. And coaching, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in this video too. If you all tier 2 sub to my Twitch or donate $10 to it, or $10 in bits, then you get over 2 hours of coaching, which is ridiculously profitable, like, for you, I mean. So that's $5 an hour, which is well below minimum wage, but I'm willing to do that because I think coaching is a good thing for me right now. And I believe you'll learn a lot. Everyone I've coached says they've learned a lot, so you probably will too. So pros and cons, pretty basic. Not gonna go through it. Already went through spells. So here's the animation canceling video. You don't really need to know all of these because like it goes into some really crazy combos. So like it's just showing you every combo that Riven can do, and it's including Tiamat and ult and third Q and like just every ability. And like half of these are completely useless, so that's why I don't say it's not always worth it. Basically, you can auto to, or you can use your Qs to prime it so that you get 3 procs by the next time your Q comes up, and you'll have it for about 3 seconds until it goes down. And that's level 1, so that allows you to take red buff first, or level 1, that allows you to take, well, that's the main thing. Alright, you can also Q to the side to get more lifesteal, but usually wasting your Q is not a good idea. Alright, so if you're moving faster than 550, don't use abilities. And this is the best ability to max for damage. They add a ratio to it. They actually buffed that ratio and the damage, I think, so I should probably change that, but, you know. So third is just a wall hop. There's a million wall hops on the map. Okay, not a million, but, you know, a lot. So you can look through those 2 videos. So W basically is just to help you trade better and one-shot people. You can do a lot in that 0.75 seconds. As you know from getting stunned by Aurelia's E, a lot of stuff can happen, and a lot of damage can be dealt in 0.75 seconds. So the E is just crazy. I love it. It allows you to make all those ridiculous outplays with the 500 base shield. Alright. You can actually auto during E. If you auto and then E, if you do that at the right time, your passive proc will be consumed. So that can be good for lifesteal. It can just cancel the animation of the auto. So instead of like E autoing a blue ward or something, you can auto E it and keep more momentum. Your ult has a really slow speed, so you usually want to stun someone before you use it or be relatively sure it's going to hit. Because people can just walk to the side and then you just miss it. It's very frustrating sometimes. Alright, so level 1, there's a lot of tips you can do. So this one is just drawing the wave. So you walk up and you step out a bush. So I guess I'll show you. So you just hold those minions there for a few more seconds. A little bit longer than what I did there is better, but most opponents will let you do this and then it pushes the wave to you. Alright, clipping is just using your Q on the end of things, like the very end of the hitbox. And you use that to last hit minions. So that's basically what that is. So you can like Q last hit a minion, EQ out, and then they just can't hit you and you don't have to miss CS. Level 2 pop, you take W and you all in them. It's pretty basic. Third Q, auto EW out is also a pretty basic combo. I guess I'll actually show this. See? It dealt like half its health there, so that was with the old electrocute. But you know, it's still pretty good. Alright, so warding, you basically want to keep both of these spots warded for as much of the game as you can. And that's why you need to buy pinks pretty often. Alright, and later in the game, if you're top side, you want to put these 2 wards, or get them. If you're bot side, you want to get these 2 wards. And same with the other side, just mirrored. Alright, matchups, I'm not going to do that right now, that would take 20 minutes to go through. If you all want to go this link, it has a lot of valuable data for matchups, but you can also, like, it's not 100% updated, which I'll try to update in the future, but no promises for right now. Well, I'll eventually update, but not anytime soon, I don't think. Alright, so CSing is humongous. If you don't know how to CS, just go in a custom game and get 50 CS by 5 minutes. And just do this until you can get 50 CS by 5 minutes. Everyone tells me, they're like, I can CS on my own, and then I throw them in a custom game and they get 36 CS out of 50. Like 14 CS is about a kill worth of gold. That's like 260 gold that you're just missing every 5 minutes. Or more than that. So, you know, you gotta get better at CSing. Counter jungling, taking red buff, taking raptors, sometimes even Krugs. That's on blue side, taking scuttle. Like, all these things are important. If you counter jungle, you will put the enemy jungler so far behind. And that's why sometimes I even take red first, but, you know. Alright, level 6 is obviously the big pop-off, so you just run in and kill them. It's it's most acknowledgeable in the Darius matchup, where once you hit level 6, you can just one-shot him through CC if he hasn't built Ninja Tabbies first. And you have Conqueror, so it's pretty nice. Your level 6 pop is the biggest spike in the game for you, and yeah, you all just need to know how to abuse that. So freezing, basically it's just pushing the lane as slowly as possible. So, but that's when there's more minions on the enemy side than your side. So that's how freezing works. Alright. Oh yeah, slow pushing is just pushing the lane slowly. Wow, really? You just push it, you wait until the last second to last hit, and you don't use your abilities, so that you slowly build up a whole bunch of CS. So that once you throw it into tower, you can go and take a red buff, or you can go mid lane, or you can kill your laner and deny him all that CS. Like, there's so many things you can do with slow pushing and freezing. And then the other part of wave management that you really need to know about is the pushing part. So when someone recalls or roams, if you shove in the wave, then you're constantly denying them almost a third of the map's gold. So if you can do that... Wow, I just realized that typo. That's embarrassing. If you can deny them a third of the team's gold, that'll put you insanely ahead. Alright, so zoning is basically... The best example I can give you for this is with Mundo and Rengar. So Mundo is going to Q a minion every 3 seconds. 90% of the time, he can't fight you. So you just walk up, you click E, and block his cleaver, and then if he ever comes close to the minions, you just all in him. Alright? So that's zoning in its most basic concept, is being able to fight your opponent and taking the CS away from them. Alright, so spraying your lead. Basically, you just need to know how to roam around the map. But you don't always have to spread your lead. You can sometimes, like, it depends on how the game's going. If you're 10-0 and the rest of your team is 0-0-0, then you have a really good chance of winning that game, and you don't have to spread your lead. But basically, the concept of spraying your lead is once you take your first tower, or your second tower, depending on the circumstances. You run mid, take that tower. You run bot, you take both of those outer towers. And then you work on the secondary towers. And then you work on baiting them into a team fight or getting picks to get an inhib. And then you work on Baron with dragons throughout that entire situation. Alright, so how to roam. Basically what I described, where you push a whole bunch of minions in, is roaming. Or the best way to roam. Alright, sorry about that. I'm a little sick right now, so I had to sneeze. I went ahead and muted my mic for that, so y'all didn't have to hear it. So, if someone is behind, though, you have to roam a little bit earlier and try to get them back into the game. Because if you're facing an 8-0 mid laner or ADC, it's not going to be easy for you. At least if they're somewhat decent. Alright, so roaming, basically, you slow push a wave in the tower, and then you leave your lane and go somewhere else. The easiest thing to do is red buff or scuttle crab, and the slightly harder is raptors and mid lane. So you have to really manage your time well to be able to do these things, but if you have a big enough wave to push into the lane, or push into the tower, you'll be fine. Split pushing, basically whenever your opponent leaves lane, you can just hard shove and get a tower or part of a tower, and a lot of the time it's worth it. Occasionally you will just have to follow your laner, but you know. Alright, the combos. I want to see if this one is still good. Oh yeah, that's against range champs. So EQW auto Q, and then you decide whether to disengage or to all in. So that's the way to do it against range champs. They're never usually going to get into your range of E auto WQ, so you have to EQW and then go into comboing. Alright. So this is just all in with a ERQ, I think. Yeah, so that's the gap closer. And then you... What is happening? Alright, so ERQ. So that's to instantly close the gap, and then W, auto Q, auto third Q, ult. So that's one all-in from medium range. Then there's obviously the double cast, but we're gonna do the third Q flash first. Alright, so that was ER flash third Q. Auto Tiamat W. Auto ult. I think. Maybe I didn't even need it after the... Yeah. So I just ulted before auto in. Yeah. I could have thrown another auto in there before or after the ulti. And I just would have dealt more damage, but I didn't even need it. Alright, so the Shy, everyone knows the Shy, but the Adrian is much better. I don't know if this one's... No, that one's not the right one. Wow, I don't have the Adrian on here. So the Adrian is ER flash auto WQ auto ult Q. Or at least I call it the Adrian. So basically, it's the best, or it's the highest damage flash combo in the game. You get the auto off. Well, actually, you get two autos off. You get two Qs, and you get your W and your ult damage. And you can even throw a Tiamat in there and still be able to do it. Alright, so team fighting, you don't always have to run in and one-shot someone. Sometimes you can just sit on the outskirts and damage whoever's trying to dive your team. But generally you do want to go for the one shot and then just clean up everyone who doesn't deal damage with your lifesteal and survivability with shields and stuff. Yeah, this is the main combo. I showed it earlier, the ER flash third Q auto W, auto alt Q. So that's like that's the best multiple target, like the area of effect combo. You can throw an auto in there beforehand, but it just gives them more time to outplay. For like an Adrian, I mean. Alright, so recovering is mainly just farming. If you can get 50 CS on your opponent, even if you're down 2 kills, then you can still win that game very easily. CS is everything in this game, honestly. Like, if you get enough creeps, then you should win every game. Unless your opponent has equal amount of creeps. Which, if you're doing the game properly, you should be able to get an advantage, but, you know. Alright, so that's it. Hopefully you all enjoy this video, and I'll be looking to make a few more like this in the future. Alright, I'll see you guys later.